All right, let's talk about Bakkt, baby. Let's talk about you and me. No, in all seriousness, I think this is going to be a very quick video today. The CEO of Bakkt, Kelly Loeffler, you guys know what Bakkt is, right? It's a exchange coming out in November. It's backed by the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange. And it's going to be a digital asset exchange backed 100% by Bitcoin, which if nothing else will bring in a lot of new money. And so the CEO, she just put out a press release. I want to go over parts of it with you very quickly and answer two questions. The first question, what sets Bakkt apart in the digital asset space? Because even the CEO herself admits that Bakkt, it's not the only company in the crypto space working towards the goal of digital asset exchange. And to be clear, the fact that multiple people are working towards this goal is a great thing because, more is obviously better. It's going to have way more opportunities for different types of people, new money to enter the space. If one person doesn't do it right, the other person will do it right. The other question I want to answer is Bakkt still, do they still have to face CFTC regulation? And the answer is yes, but I'm going to tell you why it's not really as much of an issue. Anyways, let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe to Altcoin Daily for our daily videos on everything going on in the cryptocurrency space. I'm going to leave a link in the description of the full Bakkt blog post / press release, but we're actually going to go over to this news article because they kind of condense it. Which I like. And like I said, this is going to be a very quick video today. Lightning video. Let's do it. Kelly Loeffler, the CEO of Bakkt, explained in a blog post how Bakkt was planning to achieve its goal of making digital assets more liquid, trusted, and accessible. Loeffler started by acknowledging that Bakkt is not the only company in the crypto space working towards this goal. So she outlines two key areas in which Bakkt's approach is different. And these key areas I'm about to read you, keep in mind these are nothing revolutionary. These are things you'd expect, but the fact that she mentions them is good. So first, instead of launching new products on new infrastructure, which is a complex process that can take a lot of time, which means slow adoption, they decided that Bakkt's foundation would use the existing time-tested regulated futures market infrastructure to introduce physically delivered Bitcoin and warehousing to global markets. That means, for the first time, features of the existing futures market, such as institutional-grade onboarding and compliance, market surveillance following AML rules, and federal-level reporting would be part of the physical delivery and warehousing of Bitcoin. Second, the connectivity and participation of institutional investors is different from those of retail investors on unregulated spot exchanges such as Coinbase, blah, 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 blah. What does this mean? Like I said, please read the whole thing yourself. But basically, what Kelly Loeffler is saying is that number one, what sets them apart is they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're not launching new products or new infrastructure. They're taking what basically the New York Stock Exchange does, what many other financial exchange institutions do, and they're saying we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're going to use all the same stuff, only we're going to tweak it just a little bit for what we need. And more on that later, because the second thing she mentions, and I actually found this clearer in the blog post, is that even though they're not going to reinvent the wheel, they realize that there's a whole lot more new security standards, and also you need to be able to access markets and information very quickly in this digital space. And those are two top concerns, security standards and just speed and access to information and markets. So the fact that, she says that these are the things that sets Bakkt apart, nothing revolutionary, right? But that's good because not every aspect of Bakkt needs to be revolutionary. The revolutionary part is that Bakkt is trying to do this in the space backed 100% by Bitcoin, and they're not reinventing the wheel to do it because that's big enough, right? And so to answer the second question on why does nobody talk about Bakkt having to be judged by the CFTC, do they have to go through regulations like that? The answer is yes, they do. Actually, at the very bottom of this, subject to the approval of the CFTC, ICE is planning to launch in November of 2018. Now, the reason nobody talks about this is because this is the parent company of the biggest stock exchange on the planet. They are very familiar with the CFTC. They know exactly what the CFTC wants. And the fact that they even say they're not reinventing the wheel, they're taking tried and true methods and putting it into Bakkt, is the reason that a lot of people suspect that Bakkt will have no problem getting approved, since they're not even going to do all this work if they're not going to get approved. They're having many conversations with the CFTC on what exactly needs to be done. Anyways, that's it for the video today. Lightning round video. I hope that you liked this 5 minutes of valuable information. All right, see you tomorrow.